What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Neighbor's Kitchen. I'm Danny, and in this video I'm going to show you my favorite pizza dough recipe, how I get it really circular, kind of like this. Let's get cooking. Alright, this comes together pretty quick, so it helps to start with a clean work surface, all your stuff out, and clean hands. And we're going to start out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 and 2. And we might need more of this, so don't put it away. A teaspoon granulated sugar. A teaspoon of kosher salt. A rough teaspoon of oregano. And a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. If you're using this recipe for breadsticks or something other than pizza crust, you can double that. We got that. Now we're going to take our instant yeast. If you want to convert this recipe to use active dry yeast, just follow the directions on the packet. In goes our instant yeast. Now, especially with these upgraded seasonings in here, this is a very important step. You want to take a whisk and get everything in there nice and distributed. If you forget to do this, or if you don't do this, you will have to knead a little bit excessively, and you could risk either over kneading and your bread or dough or whatever it is you're making will not be the correct consistency, or you might have pockets of flavor where you don't want it and you get a bite of too much of something. So with all of our dry ingredients in the mixing bowl ready to go, we need to grab some warm water. So it's 3/4 of a cup of water. That's about 115 degrees. And the last ingredient we want is a tablespoon of olive oil. I forgot to mention how easy this recipe is. We're not even busting out the stand mixer today. I'm going to use my hand mixer. Alternatively, you can use a wooden spoon and get this done just the same. So I'm going to go in, and these fins are kind of angled. I'm going to go in and just start bringing everything in. And we're just going to keep searching for dry ingredients that need to be mixed with the wet ingredients. You see how it keeps kind of piling up? That's what we want. Let it fall over on itself. Go back for more. Wonderful. It's working really well. Make sure you get all your dries mixed in, and we're just going to keep pushing down. Okay. Once everything is incorporated, just give it a good inspection and see if there's any pockets of dry ingredients that you need to grab. It's a little sticky, that's okay. We're going to get past that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of our hand mixer. Okay, so this is a little bit sticky, tacky. We're going to go ahead and with your clean work surface here, put down a little flour. Get a little on my hands. Just go ahead and grab your dough. And now we're going to hand knead it until it becomes soft. Right now it feels kind of, I would say, lumpy. And we just want to get it nice and soft, and it shouldn't be too sticky. Not at this point. So that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and knead it. Sometimes I do like to knead it on the countertop, but keep in mind we don't want to bring the temperature of this down too awful much. That will extend rise times. I can already tell that this is becoming softer, and I don't know if you can tell, but less sticky. And I'm just going, yep, lumps are going away. Starting to stick just a little bit, so I'm gonna go grab some flour on my hands. We're almost there. You don't have to knead this too awful long. And then every once in a while I just like to slow down a little bit and see what it's feeling like. I like it, I think that's pretty good. Yep, see how it bounces back? We're ready to rise. So we're gonna come back here and I'm gonna leave my surface floured because we're gonna need that here in just a little bit. And I use the same bowl. Just lightly grease it. And we're gonna put this in the middle. There's our before. Cover it. And at room temperature, we're gonna let this rise for about an hour, possibly up to 90. We're looking for it to about double in size. Okay, it's been an hour later. Ready to check it? There we go. There's after. So we're gonna set this to the side. And we want our floured surface. We're just gonna pull this up nice and gently. Now you can be more precise if you would like to, but I'm just gonna eyeball it and with a bench scraper, cut it. Cut it like that. And we're gonna use, I think this is a 4-cup Pyrex. Just gonna lightly grease it. Sorry for the noise. And with one of our dough balls, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of keep taking material from the top and bringing it down. And on the bottom, pinch everything together. What this is going to do, we're going to put this in the fridge overnight for 24 to 48 hours. And this is going to trap all of the gas as this slowly ferments. And that's what's going to give us our fluffy layers. So let's go ahead, get one more. Lightly greased. Don't overcomplicate it. See, we're going to do the same thing. Just going to fold it over, fold it over, fold it over. And all this material here there we go. See how soft and kind of sealed that looks? That's what we're looking for. We're going to put that in here. And seal these guys up. These are going into the fridge overnight. And we will turn these into pizzas tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me. See ya now. Okay, here we go, guys. So I don't like making my pizza until the oven is preheated. So let me show you what we got going on here. Our pizza dough has been in the fridge rising overnight, and that nice slow cold fermentation is going to give it a depth of flavor that just letting it rise at room temperature wouldn't. Yeah, it takes a little more time, but it'll be worth it. Also, the glutens in the fridge are at a different level than room temperature fermentation that will allow us to roll this out flatter than room temperature. So we're going to bring this over here. In the meantime, I have preheated my oven to the hottest it will go. Mine stops at 500. We're using a Lodge cast iron pizza pan, and we've adjusted it to the second from the bottom. You want it as low as you can go. All that radiant heat is going to make this pizza nice and crispy on the bottom, which is what we're looking for. I have pre-shredded my cheese, so it's ready to go for us. I like to shred it myself because that stuff they put in there to keep it from sticking is just not the greatest. Another trick that I've learned that I want to share with you is sweating your pepperoni. Just cover it with some paper towels and pop it in the microwave. I go 50% power for 45 seconds, and that drains out the grease so your pizza won't be a greasy nightmare. But also, usually you can get those pepperonis in a nice little kind of cupping action, which is, I don't know, it's kind of neat. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're starting with a clean work surface again with clean hands. And we're going to flour the countertop. Here we go. One of the reasons I like using Pyrex for rising dough is it's a complete circle right now. So if you formed this in a different kind of way, it's just going to make a more round pizza for us. So I just go ahead and kind of let it fall out on its own like that. And then this is the bottom where we pinched everything together. This is the top. So I'm just going to go ahead, make sure there's our beginning. And we want to start from the inside out. You want to push the material out. Right like so. And this is kind of a subjective thing here. The actual crust, I'm not a fan of. So, I go all the way out. And this recipe should give you about 2 10 to 12 inch pizzas. But you see, I'm just using the palm of my hand now. And I don't like to stretch it too much at this first point. We will do that here in a minute. So this is what I like here. And now we're just gonna let gravity do its thing. Being gentle. I'm not really pinching it right now. I'm just letting it fall down. See what we got going on there? A little more. We'll go one more time around. It's getting a little thin right there, so I'm going to stop. So then what I like to do is push it off to the side. And with a little semolina flour here where we build, this serves two purposes. This works as a little extra layer of texture. And you see how this slides around on the counter? Nice and easy. I am going to bring it a little bit over here for the camera's sake. How you guys looking? Oh yeah. So you see how this moves around easily? You want to check for that. If it doesn't move around easily, you're not going to get your pizza peel under there easily. And that's just not good. So I start out with some olive oil. And this kind of works as a moisture barrier. Pizza sauce, water-based. Olive oil. Your pizza sauce won't make your crust all gooey. So just kind of paint this on. And everything else is homemade today. But I am using store-bought pizza sauce. I actually really like this. And I don't consider it cheating. But not too much. I like to be able to see my pizza crust. That's how I know I've not gone overboard with it. I like that. Next up, a little Italian seasoning. And we're just going to go over it there for a little extra flavor. Next, I'm going to load up on our mozzarella. I'm just doing a simple pepperoni pizza. That's my favorite. But take this inspiration and run with it. Do whatever you want. Barbecue chicken, BLT pizza. That's a good one. Looks like I shredded just about the perfect amount. And now here's our sweated pepperoni. See all that grease that came out of there? It's going to just make for a nicer finished product. I'm a big fan of that. I'm sure you are too. Oh yeah. So here we go. Just going to go all the way around. Lovely. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take just a pinch of semolina and put it on my pizza peel. I'm using the stainless steel one from Weber. I really like this because it folds up and you can store it in a drawer, no problem. And this is the part that always makes me nervous, especially since the camera's rolling. And perfection. There we go. And we're going in on our pizza peel. This will take, my oven's a little cool usually, so we're looking for probably at 10 minutes. We're gonna check on it and see where we're at. Sadie, watch out, baby. Watch out. Here we go. Okay, at the 10-minute mark, I checked our pizza and it wasn't quite where I wanted it yet. So it's about 3 to 4 minutes later. So for a total time of about 14 minutes into it. I just checked it again. I like it. Let's take this sucker out. What do you think of that? Look how it's not greasy. Perfect pizza. I like it. So we're gonna let it sit on this board for a minute before we slice into it. But immediately I know I wanna come back here with some extra Parmesan cheese over the whole thing. We're gonna let that work its way into it. We're gonna let this rest before I cut it up, clean up, and let's see what we have done and probably what you should try at home. Okay, look at that. The use of the rise in the Pyrex really helps you get that circular pizza shape. I mean, that's pretty daggone perfect. So keep that in mind when you're trying this at home. I love these air bubbles like this. Something that this process also avails you to. I remember as kids, we used to fight over those pizzas. We didn't make it at home, but you know. Let's slice into this and see how crispy it is. So there's half. There we go. All right, so I kind of want one with the bubble in it. What do you think of that? Look at that fluffiness. It's still pliable. It's got that nice texture on the bottom. I love it. It's light. Oh man, this is my favorite. You guys ready? Here we go. Could use another minute to rest. Oh! Okay, sorry for the TV timeout. Yeah. Guys, this is the process you should check out at home. I don't know. Perfect on the bottom, and then it gets fluffy and light on the top. The toppings are perfect. It's not too greasy. Plenty of cheese. Obviously, take the first part of this video where we made the pizza and make it your own. You know, whatever you want. But this is currently my favorite thing to do, favorite thing to share with friends. I can't wait to take this process outside this summer. So if you want to join in with that, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're not done making pizzas. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. If you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is like and share my videos. If you want to support the channel in a little more direct manner, please check out my affiliate links below of some of my favorite tools used in this video. Thank you guys so much. Until next week, be well. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there.